I want to put a great example of what the game is for the fans and the young people that come and watch. Like, I think that's really important, and I take that seriously. So hopefully we do that in a decent manner. I think we can continue to improve as we move forward.
Really? That's the effort we're getting? That's the effort y'all are going to give the fans that paid nearly $400 for a ticket? That's the embarrassing, piss poor effort y'all are going to give them in an all-star game. At this game, cancel the all-star game. At this rate, cancel the all-star game, name people all-stars, mail them an award, and keep the regular season going. This is trash.
What if the biggest controversy of WNBA All-Star Weekend didn't happen on the court, but after the final buzzer? Millions of fans tuned in expecting one of the most exciting events of the season. They expected fierce competition, unforgettable highlights, and the kind of basketball that would celebrate how far the WNBA has come. But when the game ended, social media exploded for an entirely different reason. Posts claiming that Caitlin Clark had exposed the league and criticized the All-Star performance began spreading everywhere. Some headlines even claimed she believed fans were scammed. Within hours, basketball fans were fiercely divided. Some agreed that the game lacked intensity, while others argued those viral claims were exaggerated or taken out of context. But that's not all. The debate quickly grew beyond a single exhibition game. It became a conversation about the future of the WNBA, player accountability, fan expectations, and whether the league's biggest stars have a responsibility to deliver a more competitive product during showcase events. What really happened? Were the viral reactions based on verified comments, or did social media turn speculation into a headline? And why did this discussion leave league executives facing uncomfortable questions about the WNBA's biggest annual celebration? Stay with us, because once you see how this controversy unfolded, the fan reactions, media debate, and the bigger questions surrounding the league may completely change the way you look at this All-Star weekend. For months, the WNBA has been enjoying unprecedented attention. Television ratings have climbed, arenas have filled with record-breaking crowds, and discussions about women's basketball have expanded far beyond traditional sports audiences. Much of that momentum has been connected to one name, Caitlin Clark. Since entering the league, Clark has become one of the biggest attractions in professional basketball. Every Indiana Fever game has drawn enormous interest, with fans traveling across the country just to watch her play. Whether supporters admire her deep three-pointers, her elite passing, or her competitive spirit, one thing is undeniable. Whenever Caitlin Clark is involved, people pay attention. That growing popularity also changed expectations. Fans weren't just watching regular season games anymore. They expected every major WNBA event to reflect the excitement surrounding the league's rapid growth. Naturally, that made the All-Star Weekend one of the most anticipated events of the year. But before the festivities even began, there was disappointment. Caitlin Clark was unavailable to play because she was recovering from an injury. While she still remained connected to the event in different ways, many fans admitted that the showcase simply wouldn't feel the same without one of the league's biggest stars competing on the court. Across social media, thousands of posts expressed hope that the remaining All-Stars would still deliver an unforgettable game. The anticipation remained high. After all, the WNBA had an opportunity to demonstrate why so many new fans had fallen in love with the sport. It wasn't just another exhibition. For many viewers tuning in for the first time, it was a chance to experience the league's best players sharing the same floor. Then the game tipped off. There were exciting moments. Talented players showcased impressive scoring ability, flashy passes, and highlight-worthy plays. Fans celebrated individual performances, and the atmosphere inside the arena remained energetic throughout the night. However, as the game continued, another conversation slowly began taking over online. Some viewers believed the defensive intensity wasn't what they expected. Others felt that certain stretches of the game resembled a relaxed exhibition rather than a highly competitive showcase. Clips of uncontested shots and fast break opportunities quickly appeared across social media platforms, generating millions of views within hours. Soon, basketball fans found themselves divided. One group argued that this is exactly what All-Star games have traditionally been like. They pointed out that professional athletes naturally avoid unnecessary physical contact in exhibition contests because the regular season is far more important. Risking injuries during a showcase event simply doesn't make sense. Another group strongly disagreed. Those fans believed that the WNBA's growing audience deserved something more competitive. Many argued that first-time viewers, inspired by the league's recent popularity, expected to see players competing with playoff-level intensity rather than treating the event as a celebration. The debate escalated rapidly. Sports commentators joined the discussion, comparing the WNBA All-Star Game to similar conversations surrounding the NBA's own All-Star Weekend, which has faced criticism in recent years for lacking defensive effort. Some analysts suggested this wasn't a problem unique to women's basketball, but rather a challenge affecting exhibition games across professional sports. Then social media added another layer to the story. Posts began circulating that claimed Caitlin Clark had criticized the All-Star performance and suggested that fans deserved better. Some viral posts used dramatic wording, including the phrase "fans were scammed." Those claims spread quickly across platforms, leading many people to believe Clark had publicly attacked the event. However, the situation wasn't that straightforward. As different versions of the story appeared online, it became increasingly difficult to separate verified comments from speculation, edited clips, and exaggerated headlines. Some accounts repeated the claims without providing a source, while others questioned whether the statements accurately reflected what Clark had actually said. Despite that uncertainty, the discussion continued growing. Media outlets began reporting on the fan reaction itself rather than focusing only on the game. Headlines highlighted the controversy surrounding the All-Star performance, while television debates explored whether the league should reconsider the format of future showcase events. Meanwhile, Indiana Fever supporters defended Clark, arguing that anything connected to her often becomes exaggerated because of the enormous attention she receives. Critics responded by saying that every superstar faces intense scrutiny and that public conversations naturally grow when an athlete becomes the face of a league. One thing became increasingly obvious. This was no longer just about one exhibition basketball game. It had become a debate about expectations, leadership, entertainment, and the future direction of the WNBA. As millions continued sharing clips and opinions online, league executives suddenly found themselves facing uncomfortable questions about how to satisfy a rapidly expanding fan base. And if the online reaction was already intense, the next wave of media coverage, player discussions, and public responses would make the controversy even bigger than anyone expected. As the hours passed after the All-Star Game, the conversation became impossible to ignore. What started as scattered reactions from disappointed fans quickly turned into one of the biggest talking points in the basketball world. Every sports page, podcast, and social media platform seemed to be discussing the same question. Had the WNBA missed a major opportunity? Videos comparing different moments from the game spread across X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Some clips highlighted exciting plays, while others focused on possessions where fans believed the defensive effort wasn't what they expected. Those videos generated millions of views, and thousands of comments poured in from both longtime basketball followers and brand-new WNBA fans. Many supporters defended the players. They pointed out that All-Star games have always been exhibitions. The primary goal, they argued, is to celebrate the athletes rather than risk injuries before the most important part of the season. Several fans reminded others that no professional player wants to suffer a serious injury during a game that doesn't affect the standings. But others weren't convinced. Many viewers argued that the WNBA is in a completely different position today than it was just a few years ago. With television ratings climbing and attendance reaching historic levels, they believed every nationally televised event should showcase the league at its absolute best. In their opinion, millions of first-time viewers deserve to see the same competitive intensity that had made regular season games so exciting. Then another debate emerged. Reports and viral social media posts continued circulating, claiming Caitlin Clark had criticized the overall quality of the All-Star performance. Various headlines suggested she believed fans deserved more competitive basketball. However, many of the most dramatic quotes being shared online could not be independently verified in the exact form they appeared, leading to even more disagreement among fans. That uncertainty didn't stop the discussion. Instead, it made the story even bigger. Supporters of Clark argued that her name was being used to generate clicks because anything connected to her instantly attracts attention. Critics responded that regardless of whether every viral quote was accurate, the larger conversation about the All-Star game remained valid. Sports analysts soon joined the debate. Some former players explained that exhibition games naturally lack playoff intensity because athletes are protecting their health during a long season. Others suggested that the league may eventually need to rethink the All-Star format if it wants to meet the expectations of its rapidly growing audience. The comparisons to the NBA became unavoidable. For years, NBA All-Star games have faced similar criticism, with fans complaining about limited defense and record-high scoring totals. Some commentators argued that this isn't a WNBA problem at all. It's a challenge affecting nearly every modern All-Star event across professional sports. Still, many observers believed the WNBA faced unique pressure. The league is currently experiencing unprecedented momentum. Every season seems to bring larger crowds, stronger television numbers, and greater national attention. That growth has created enormous excitement, but it has also raised expectations to levels the league has rarely experienced before. League executives reportedly understand that reality. Every successful broadcast creates opportunities for future sponsors, television partners, and new fans. Every disappointing public reaction creates difficult questions about how to maintain that momentum. While there has been no official indication of panic within league leadership, many commentators suggested executives would almost certainly study the fan response carefully as they evaluate future All-Star formats. Meanwhile, the players themselves continued emphasizing unity. Several athletes spoke about enjoying the weekend, celebrating one another, and appreciating the opportunity to connect with fans. Others reminded the public that the All-Star experience includes much more than the game itself, with community events, skills competitions, and fan engagement playing major roles throughout the weekend. Even so, online conversations refused to slow down. Some fans insisted the criticism was unfair and overlooked the incredible talent displayed throughout the event. Others argued that criticism actually reflected how much people now care about the league. They believed fans were demanding excellence because they genuinely wanted the WNBA to continue growing. Perhaps that was the biggest takeaway. A few years ago, an All-Star exhibition might have disappeared from public discussion within a day or two. This time, the debate lasted much longer because millions of people were paying attention. Every opinion, every headline, and every social media post demonstrated just how important the league had become in the sports landscape. And standing at the center of nearly every conversation was Caitlin Clark. Whether she intended to or not, her influence had once again shaped the national basketball discussion. But as the controversy continued unfolding, an even bigger question began to emerge. Would this entire episode simply become another viral social media moment? Or could it actually influence how the WNBA approaches its biggest showcase events in the future? As the controversy continued to dominate sports conversations, one thing became increasingly clear. This wasn't simply about one All-Star game anymore. It had become a reflection of how dramatically the WNBA has changed over the past year. The league now operates under a level of public attention that few could have imagined just a short time ago. Every nationally televised game is analyzed. Every player interview becomes a headline. Every social media post sparks thousands of reactions. And whenever Caitlin Clark's name enters the conversation, that attention multiplies almost instantly. That reality presents both incredible opportunities and significant challenges. On one hand, the WNBA is reaching audiences that had never regularly followed women's basketball before. Attendance records continue to be broken. Television partners have seen growing interest. Corporate sponsors are investing more than ever. Young athletes around the world now see the league receiving the kind of attention many dreamed about for years. But greater visibility also means greater expectations. Fans no longer compare the WNBA only to its own history. Many now compare it to every major professional sports league. They expect unforgettable moments, competitive games, and premium entertainment every time they tune in. That is why the All-Star discussion resonated so strongly. Whether viewers believed the criticism was fair or unfair, one message became obvious. People care deeply about the future of the league. Ironically, the controversy itself demonstrated just how valuable the WNBA has become. A few years ago, an exhibition game might have come and gone without attracting national attention. Today, it generates days of debate across television, podcasts, and social media. Many basketball analysts have pointed out that this level of discussion isn't necessarily a sign of failure. Instead, it may be evidence that the league has entered a completely different era. The biggest sports organizations in the world constantly deal with criticism because millions of passionate fans expect excellence. The WNBA is now experiencing that same reality. Attention creates pressure. Pressure creates expectations. And expectations create conversations like this one. Throughout the debate, Caitlin Clark remained one of the central figures, even without playing in the game itself. Her influence has become so significant that nearly every league-wide discussion somehow circles back to her impact. Supporters view her as someone who has helped introduce countless new fans to women's basketball. Others believe the league must ensure that its identity remains bigger than any single player. Both perspectives continue shaping public discussion. Meanwhile, league officials will likely spend the coming months evaluating fan feedback, television ratings, and overall engagement from All-Star Weekend. Professional sports leagues constantly review their showcase events, looking for ways to improve the viewing experience while protecting player health and maintaining competitive balance. That could lead to adjustments in future years. Some fans have suggested adding greater incentives for winning. Others have proposed new competition formats or additional skills events designed to increase excitement. Whether any changes actually happen remains uncertain, but the conversation itself demonstrates that supporters are actively invested in helping the league continue growing. At the same time, many players have emphasized that the season itself remains the true focus. Championship races, playoff positioning, and team success ultimately define careers far more than exhibition games ever will. Once the All-Star festivities ended, attention quickly shifted back to meaningful regular season matchups, where every possession carries real consequences. Still, the debate surrounding this year's showcase will likely be remembered as an important moment. Not because everyone agreed, but because so many people cared enough to voice their opinions. Perhaps that's the biggest sign of the WNBA's remarkable transformation. The league has reached a point where every major event matters. Every performance is discussed. Every decision is questioned. Every opportunity is viewed through the lens of a rapidly growing audience that expects excellence. And maybe that's exactly where Caitlin Clark's influence becomes most significant. Whether fans agree with every headline, every viral post, or every online debate, her arrival has undeniably raised expectations across the sport. More people are watching. More people are talking. And more people than ever before are emotionally invested in the future of women's basketball. As the season moves forward, one question remains unanswered. Will this All-Star controversy simply become another viral moment that fades away with time? Or will it serve as the turning point that inspires the WNBA to create an even bigger, more competitive, and more unforgettable showcase in the years ahead? Only time will reveal that answer, but one thing is already certain. The conversation surrounding the WNBA has never been louder, and the entire basketball world will be watching to see what happens next. So, what do you think about this entire controversy? Did the WNBA All-Star Game meet fans' expectations, or do you think it fell short of delivering the level of competition people were hoping for? And what about the viral claims surrounding Caitlin Clark? Were they a fair reflection of what happened, or did social media amplify the story beyond the facts? We'd love to hear your opinion because basketball fans have been divided ever since the All-Star weekend ended. Some believe exhibition games are meant to be fun and relaxed, while others feel that when millions of fans are watching, players should give everything they have and put on the best possible show. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the WNBA should make changes to the All-Star format, or should it stay exactly as it is? If you enjoyed this documentary-style breakdown, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest stories covering Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever, the WNBA, and the biggest basketball debates making headlines. Thank you so much for watching. Your support, comments, and feedback mean everything and help us continue creating high-quality basketball content for this amazing community. Until next time, stay informed, stay passionate, and remember, sometimes the biggest moments in sports don't happen during the game. They happen after the final buzzer.